Today's story was written by Reddit user Catfish21SM. Reality shift detected, analyzing interdimensional coordinates. John awoke in the middle of a glowing circle, a strange language being spoken all around him as the crowds stare at him from afar. As he looked around, he could see what appeared to be very finely carved stone walls. As he stood up, the circle began to glow a bright red colour, and he started to feel his will fade away. Strange energy patterns detected, analysing. What's going on here? Welcome, great hero. We have summoned you to our world to help us with a grave quest of utmost importance. A strange man spoke up. He was wearing an all-white uniform covered from head to toe. He was about the size, and had a similar appearance, to a house cat. He spoke in a regal voice, one owning power and authority. Surrounding the room on all sides were people of various races, the largest of which being one that had an elephant-like head, not much shorter than John, and holding a large spear. Surrounding the circle were about 100 or so mouse people, or at least that's how they appeared. What would that be? Analysis complete, negating energy patterns. We need your assistance in defeating our greatest enemies, the Demon Lord and his minions. The Demon Lord? Who's that? I suppose you would not know. Every 100 years or so, a particularly powerful demon is born among their clans. They claim the title of Demon Lord. They then unite all of the demon clans scattered about the lands and wage war against our people. Try as we might to fend them off, we are no match for them. Thus, we summon heroes like you to aid us in our times of need. Okay, what happens after I defeat the Demon Lord? Can I go back home? Unfortunately not. The summoning magic used to bring you here only goes one way. Unfortunately, you will be stuck here. Do not worry. That's a lie. I want the truth. Why don't you send our people back? I'm sorry? You just said every few 100 years you summon a human to defeat your demon lord. I might not understand how magic works, but I understand how nature works. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If it's possible to bring people from my world to here, then it's possible to send people from here back to my world. Tell the truth. Why doesn't anyone ever return? Huh. You think you're smart, don't you? Yes, you're right. We can send them back. We just choose not to. Your people are born with extraordinary talents, both physically and magically. You don't learn magic in your world for some odd reason. So we have to go through the trouble of teaching you ourselves. But you are extremely useful to us once you've learned. We keep your people around to build our economy. You can make the rains come and go. You can move mountains, build cities in a matter of days. Your prowess is extraordinary. You help us to rebuild what we lost in the wars. Then you help us to prepare for the next. Is that so much to ask? So we're basically glorified slaves to you, is that it? Don't give me that. Your people are treated far better than slaves. But you summon us here against our will, force us to fight your wars, put our lives on the line, then when we defeat your enemy for you, instead of letting us go back home to our families, you force us to stay here and rebuild? How is that any different from slavery? Are you questioning me? Listen here. You have a job and you're going to do it, whether you like it or not. If I tell you to defeat the demons, then you'll defeat the demons. If I tell you to build our cities, then you will build our cities. If I tell you to pour me a drink and kiss my feet, then guess what? You're going to pour me a drink and kiss my feet. You will do what I tell you when I tell you. Do you understand? Interdimensional coordinates determined. Sending to main fleet now. A wry smile came over John's face as the final message was whispered into his ear. And if I refuse? You don't have the right or ability to refuse. Break your hand on the floor. I said, break your hand on the floor. Why isn't he? Huh, enslavement magic. I dispelled that before you were even finished casting it. What? How? Your people don't even know the existence of magic, let alone how to dispel it. A famous author once said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. I simply use the AI built into my suit to dispel it. In fact, this entire suit is specifically designed to interrupt your summoning magic and redirect it towards myself. You see, we haven't just been sitting idly by for tens of thousands of years, or however long you've been summoning us to fight for you. We have been studying you, researching, learning. This was your last chance. I was sent to test you, to learn the truth, and you failed. For who knows how long your people have been kidnapping our citizens and forcing them to do your bidding. Well, that's done. No more. It stops now. Kill him. Don't let him... Where'd he go? Find him. He couldn't have gone far. Sir, we have a problem. You might want to see this. It can wait. There's a rogue human on the loose. He's dangerous. We have to find and subdue him now. Sir, I'm sorry to contradict you, but you really need to see this. I think a rogue human is the least of our concerns right now. This better be worth it. Show me. The small lizard man dressed in blue held up a small black sphere that grew in size until it encompassed the entire room. Inside the sphere, one could see what appeared to be magical holograms. It displayed a view of the entire cityscape, with 3 enormous airships hovering above the city. The 3 ships alone were almost the size of the entire city, but if that weren't enough, they were surrounded by hundreds of smaller ships. Whose airships are those? How did they get so close without us noticing? Instantly, a thunderous voice could be heard coming from all directions. It was a familiar voice, one they had heard just moments ago. John's voice. My name is John, not that any of you would know. I am a human. For countless years, your people have been kidnapping and enslaving our citizens. You called them heroes, yet you took them without consent and forced them to fight your wars and build your cities. You enslaved them without a second thought and offered them no way back home. You called us here against our will to fight off your demon lord and his ilk. Well, now we're here. Prepare yourselves. You called and we answered. Be careful what you wish for. We'll defeat your demon lord, don't worry. But this world? No. This galaxy belongs to us now. And we are going to show you what real demons look like.